Happy Friday, guys. Welcome to PuckTime on WagerTalk TV. 15 games in the NHL today. We got a handful of them to break down for you. Myself, Andrew McInnis, Carmine Bianco, Lawrence, the PREZ, and Don Julio Buster with us to break down a ton of games. Looking forward to getting into it. Before I jump into it, guys, a couple of promos to mention. The Thanksgiving special is still available. 7 days for $67. Less than $10 a day. Make sure you jump on that. And also, we've got all kinds of Black Friday deals to get to. We'll mention those later on in the show. CARM, the NHL schedule makers, doing what they do best for us. And of course, I understand Thanksgiving, but hey, Wednesday, 15 games. Thursday, 0 games. Friday, 15 games. You love it, but you don't love it. It's a lot of work, a lot of prep. Luckily for us, yesterday was just Thursday and not Thanksgiving. We had all kinds of time to prepare and get ready. And with that research, it actually led me to a 5% play. But I know you've got some plays as well for today. It's going to be a great day in the NHL. Happy Friday to you, Carm.
Yeah, thanks, man. We have a lot to do on the show. So we are going to get right to it. And then you and I will chat later. We got to it's kind of like the relative you invite over that we can't wait to get rid of. The PREZ. No, he's got another show to film. Art to Caesar. It's a huge and busy time at Westgate Sportsbook. So Art's given him some of his valuable time. So let's get him in here right off the bat to talk about Toronto and Washington. None other than the PREZ.
What up, boys? Glad to be here, like always. Horrible betting day yesterday on Thanksgiving. I really let everybody down, and I feel just so god awful about it. I had a 5% on the Detroit Lions on the money line, and I had a 4% parlay with Baltimore on the money line. And I'll tell you, the Baltimore game rocked me. It was like everybody talks about sports being fixed. Not a chance in hell. 99% of the sports events are fixed. I don't believe it, not for a second. But if I did, it would have been on last night's Baltimore game. The pass interference call at the end of the second quarter that was a touchdown was completely randomly made up. And the pass interference call that gave Cincinnati a first down to ice the game was completely made up. Just frustrated. But that day's behind us. It ain't NHL. Let's move forward, boys, because I'm still having a good week. That was just one freaking day.
Yes, sir. And you know, Prez, you've been doing the work. You've been doing your shows. You've been doing your daily show, the NFL presidential address. So you're doing the work. People are getting all kinds of picks from you, and you got a comment here. And I was about to compliment you because I had the Leafs for a 4% play, and you had a lot more of a sweat-free winner as you continue to tell us to bet these Leafs games under.
Yeah,
I was pretty happy. It's funny. The Leafs went down 1-0 against Columbus, and I turned the game off. And my buddy texted me, said, Cowan scored. And then Nylander got it done in overtime. So
Cowan looks good.
You got the job done. So kudos to you for the under and your breakdown. I love you're going back to your Leafs. And you've been doing well with these Leafs games. So what do you have for us today?
Yeah. Firstly, I just want to quickly make mention. Mark writes, your trend on the Dallas Chiefs messed up my parlay. It ain't my trend. All I did was just tell you a trend.
Yeah.
I don't own that trend. I got nothing to do with that too. I got nothing to do with that damn trend.
Yeah. I got a group chat with my friends, and if I post a trend like that, and they're like, oh, way to go, McInnis. I'm like, what do you mean, way to go, McInnis? I just told you the trend. I didn't tell you to bet it.
You're a big man. You guys can do what you want with these trends. Okay, how do we bet the Toronto-Washington game? Firstly, if I had to take a side here, I actually would take the Leafs. Now, I'm not high on the Leafs right now. I think this team is a bit of a mess, but I think it might be a good spot to bet them. The Leafs are coming off of an absolute horrible 9-game stretch. Yeah, sure. They won 2 games in 9. They have not won a game in regulation since they beat Utah November 5th. So that's about as bad as it gets. At some point, that is going to turn itself around, and the Leafs are going to lay down a 4 out of 5, a 5 out of 6. And I think this Washington team is ready for a loss. They've just won 2 games in a row. They had a nice victory against Winnipeg. They played outstanding, and the same against Columbus. So I'm looking at this game and saying, from a side perspective, I'd rather take the plus money at plus 125. With that said, why? Why not just bet the under? And that's the bet that I would make tonight. I'm going to stick to the plan, guys. I believe that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be an under team moving forward. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 17-6 to the over this year. I'll go out on a limb and say that they will play to the under 60% of the time moving forward from now until the end of the season. That's how strong I feel about the Leafs under. When I handicapped the Leafs at the beginning of the year, I broke it down by saying they got the same defense, 6 guys that they had last year, and their defense last year was a top 4 unit in the league. They had the same 2 goaltenders last year, and those 2 goaltenders arguably were the best tandem in all of hockey. They have the same coach last year. So what is the problem here? Well, they lost Chris Tanev, which is a huge deal. It mucks up their entire situation. But more importantly, their forwards have not been back-checking correctly. A lot of this stuff has been fixed in the last 4 or 5 games. This Toronto team is playing way better defensively. If you go down, they allowed Columbus 1 goal. Montreal put up a 5 spot, but they only got a couple of empty netters there. Columbus 3, St. Louis 2. This team is finally starting to find some kind of cohesion on the back end, and Joseph Woll is playing much better than Stolarz was at the beginning of the season. Plus, I think ultimately this team is realizing that without Mitch Marner, their makeup or dynamic on the ice is different. They're not going to be a team that can put up 5 or 4 every single night. I think we're seeing a transition with the Leafs from a team that dominated offensively for 7-8 years to a team that is going to attempt to dominate defensively. I think they're going to take a page out of Florida and what St. Louis did when Berube was back there. So this number is 6. And on top of all of that, I think the Washington Capitals are going to play to the under all year too. So I'm not overthinking this, guys. It's 6. I'm taking the under.
All right. I like it. And I agree with you because they're part of my 6 and 60, which I'll do at the end of the show. But I think the Leafs moving forward are a play on team. Matthew Nyes is back. Austin Matthews is back. And people sort of equate those 2 coming back with, oh, they're going to score a lot of goals. No, they're just 2 pieces that need to be in that lineup so that the Leafs can set those lineups the way they want to and have a good first line, good second line. Yep.
Also, Austin Matthews is one of the best defensive forwards in hockey. So people have to realize that too.
Yeah.
And not having him there is a big deal.
PREZ, what do you got to promote?
Brother, right now my NBA is killing it. I'm on an 8-2 run in NBA. I'm 60% of the season. I got 1 NBA play up for today. My college hoops, 4-1 run, 9-4. My NHL has been dominant for the last month. So, yeah, I got 1 NHL, I got 1 NBA, and I might have a college basketball play. I'm going to work on that in about an hour. And I do have a bet for everybody on the NFL football tonight. But, man, you can find somebody better at NFL football right now. Let me fix my season. It's a bloody disaster. I am not suggesting that you play me today. But I know as a fact that December is my best month of betting in NFL. I've done this 30 plus years. I know when I do my best, and I am literally down 40 units this NFL season. We're going to talk at the end of December, and I will have fixed it. So I'm excited for the challenge.
All right. Good to have you on. And anyone who picks up that Thanksgiving Day special, the $67 for 7 days, will get your NFL play. That
2 hockey plays tonight, guys. 2 hockey plays tonight.
Yeah, man. And you got some fans in the chat. Pizza Dan. I know who Pizza Dan is. We played poker together when I was playing cash at a young, early age at the River Room. PREZ, you remember the River Room?
No, I do not. I never played there, but guys, I gotta run.
All right, get
Love
out of
you
here.
all. Thanks for having me. Don Buster is so exciting to have Don Buster around, huh?
Now that he's back in Mexico, he's going to have that extra hype to him as well.
He's not. He's not. Apparently, when I called border security, I gave him the wrong info. So Buster's still in Canada, and he was out with Rob Braley yesterday. So we'll see what kind of shape he's in.
Be well, everyone. Thanks for having me.
See you later. Yeah, he was hanging out. We'll bring him in a little while, Andrew. But I was going to get together with Braley yesterday, but he said a few of them were going to get together in Stony Creek because of the weather that was about to hit Toronto, some snow, some ice. And I didn't want to go out there. It's probably like about $150 for an Uber there and $150 back. I'd rather put that 300 on the over, which I had in the KC and Dallas game, which Andrew completed a 7-0 day for me at WagerTalk yesterday for my clients.
7-0.
7-0. Absolutely rocked your old league. Love those days. I want to go 7-0 again today, but and I do have a 5% play up, guys. It goes at it's an early puck drop because the NHL has a bunch of 1 o'clock games. So head over to the website and you'll find it, wt.buzz/CB. With that said, Andrew, man, there's some exciting games on Wednesday. And I think it's going to be the same. Having all these games on a Friday, and then there's the quick early matinee games on Saturday is going to make for some weird stuff. You know, when you talk about Freaky Friday, what do we call a Saturday? The early matinee ones, because it's going to be like what? Slap 'em Saturday? I don't know. What do we call Saturday? Someone in the chat's gonna.
Well, some of these teams that are playing early, they're playing early again tomorrow. So, like you said, like it's very weird, these back-to-back scenarios, and it's like, what would you rather have, a spread out schedule or have everybody have one? Because if everyone's gonna have the day off, like they did Thursday and Tuesday, it just causes mayhem on Wednesday and Friday. So it's crazy. So I didn't even know you have a 5% play going. That's awesome, and I've got a 5% play going as well. So I will say, before we get to our game, we got to break down here. The best thing people can do is take advantage of the Thanksgiving deal. And of course, that deal, all sports, 7 days, all sports, $67. That's going to work for college basketball, NFL, for soccer plays, for NHL, for whatever it is you guys are interested. For Carmine and for myself, you guys can use this as many times as you want. One best bet, one 5% play is $35. All right. We don't want to be someone trying to tell you guys, hey, look, don't buy the 5%. If you guys want to get the one play, help yourself. But the best way to go about it, CARM went 7-0. You got to love that. I'm off a 4-1 day in the NHL on Wednesday, hit the play on Monday. So feeling pretty good this week. 5-1 this week so far with my hockey plays. CARM, I hope that me and you are talking later on tonight. 2-0 with our 5% plays. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
We have in some of my chats, there's serious bettors, but I have one chat with like some friends who are just like in it for entertainment only. So they're the parlay guys, right? Like they don't care if they win or lose their set and their stuff. They just want to have some stuff to talk about, and they play the parlays. One guy took all 7 games. He said the odds were something like 140 to 1 or whatever on the 7-team parlay. I think he might have adjusted the total in the Dallas KC game and brought it down a little bit because he didn't like 52. I'm like, it's going to go way over 52. Don't worry about it. But yeah, some shockers in the NFL. I know it's an NHL show and we're going to get to it in a second, but seeing both Baltimore and KC, 2 teams that are perennial playoff teams, now behind the 8 ball and badly behind the 8 ball. The Raven fans suddenly became Buffalo Bill fans because they're going to need us to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, and we'll do it. Anyways, Andrew, we talked about the quick turnaround. This is going to be a quick turnaround because Colorado is in action in Minnesota, 189 on the road for Colorado, 154 for Minnesota. And then Colorado's got a quick turnaround where they get the Montreal Canadiens come into town in a matinee one. Total sits here at 6. Andrew, I can't get in front of the Colorado Avalanche. This team just keeps on winning games. But I'm also a guy who doesn't lay a $1.89, and I don't want to take regulation in this game because Minnie's one of those teams that can try and buckle it down, play some really good D, and gets a game into OT, and what happens there happens there. But how am I betting this game? You tell me.
Carm, you might not believe it when I say this, but I'm going to be Mr. Contrarian here on a Friday. It's a big slate. Give me the Wild. Give me the Minnesota Wild on the money line. Let's get in front of this team. We got our guy Terry Edelman in the chat. He's a diehard Minnesota fan. Give me the Minnesota Wild. A little sprinkle on the team total over 2.5 here. I was just doing a show with good friend Jeff Dawson, and we were looking at this number. We're breaking down the market, and I know it sounds crazy to say this, but Carm, this price is almost a little bit smaller than you'd think it should be. I mean, this is like right now looking at this Colorado team, this is like the Golden State Warriors with 72 wins on the year. This Avalanche team, for whatever reason, the only games they lose are in overtime. It's the only games they have one regulation loss on the season. I gotta love this comment here from Gus. Andrew, stay off the bottle, my brother. It's just coffee. It's just coffee, and I'm pumped up. I got a lot of strong coffee in me this morning. But look, this Wild team is playing better hockey. When they're at home, they play better defensively. I feel like they're going to be able to shut down this Avalanche team. And what better of a time than you got the Avalanche that just kicked the shit out of the San Jose Sharks. They go into a day off, Thanksgiving, and the next day they get a Wild team that's as focused as can be, trying to get back on track. They're competing in their division, and you get a real good number here on the home team. The way I look at it is this. The Wild are getting 3 goals, regardless of victory or defeat. Team total over 2.5, minus 120. Then you look at that underdog price as well, Carm. I'm interested in it. So we'll see what happens. It's a bold move. We'll see if it pays off, but plus money here.
I know, I get it. Listen, and right now, the even though the goalies aren't named, it's showing that it's likely going to be Wedgwood here, which means it's a back-to-back. So they'll get their starter at home against Montreal. But I'm seeing like Wallstead expected as well too. Andrew, this guy is absolutely living up to his name. Wall. He's a wall. Yeah. 5-0 his last 5 games, 3 of them shutouts. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore a goalie that has 3 shutouts in his last 5 games. His goals against average 1.94, 935 save percentage.
Okay, we lost you. We lost you, brother. Oh, I just lost Carm here, guys. We just lost Carm. I don't know if it was webcam or mic, a little bit of a disconnection there. We'll get him back in just 1 second. But, yeah, Wallstead has been unbelievable. We got Carm back here. Carm, I always say, like, a trend can only be broken once. And sometimes it's like we know the regression is going to come at some point. But this goalie's playing so well, man. I love for him to play the big dog. He's played some teams that are pretty good, but now this is the big test against a good Colorado Avalanche team. So we'll see what happens here, Carm. But I'm excited to see him go head-to-head against a very, very good opponent.
I'm not sure. My camera and mic just kind of blitzed out. It might have been like the internet went on and off real quick here, and it knocks you off. So, but with that said, the guy's been unbelievable. Minnesota's playing extremely well in front of them. They're going to have to because, the Avs always bring it. I don't want to get in front of the Avs. Maybe I just go the under 6 and hope that it's a low-scoring game. That's the trend right now with Minnesota. So maybe take the under in this one. It's at 6, which it's got to be at 6. They're not going to put it at 6.5 because people are going to pound the under. And they're not going to put it at 5.5 because it's the Colorado Avalanche. So with that said, it's just like, imagine having Colorado the other night. Kevin Dolan, I talked in chat. Kevin had a 5% play on Colorado San Jose over 6. He was completely frustrated. He goes, it's 5-0 at the end of the second period. And I needed a late goal for a push. This is bullshit. Like, and San Jose got nothing in that game.
Yeah.
That's a play in which if you got over 6 and it's 5-0 at the end of the second, you're feeling somewhat good about yourself. That you should be hitting it. So
At that point,
unfortunately,
CARM, he needed a goal from San Jose. He needed a goal from because Colorado was done scoring. They were fine.
Yeah. I don't know if my audio is lost again. Can you hear me? Just shake
You're
your
good.
head.
You're good.
It's a yes. Okay. I can't hear you for some reason. Anyways, let's bring in Don Buster.
Are you done listening to me ramble, CARM? Is that what it is? You know. What's up, Buster? How about those Habs? Big win against Utah.
Yeah, big win against Utah. Yeah, Carmine kind of missed you yesterday. Thought maybe you'd spend that little money, especially with me being around. But that's all right. I understand.
You could have sent one of your Mexican limos to pick me up. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I guess I could have. And yes, I am still in Canada, Carmine, as I think you've asked me a few times on the show the last couple of months, and I've told you December 4th we're supposed to go back. That actually might even be pushed back a couple of days. But yeah, freezing like this is crazy weather again. It's super, super cold here. Do not like it one bit.
We're getting it's funny for us here in Halifax, Buster. It usually we don't get snow until like January, February. We just get a lot of like rain and slush, and I'd almost prefer snow sometimes. We're getting a big storm coming up on the 4th, so maybe you're getting out of town just in a good time because I think the snow is coming here in the East Coast. So maybe you're leaving at just the perfect time.
Yeah, and you guys get a ton of snow too. Like my father lives out in PEI, and I know the drifts can be like 10 feet high and stuff, like covering houses. That's some real snow when you get out east there. That's for sure.
Yeah, way worse there though than for me. Way worse on the island there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That snow's great for packing the lobsters and shipping them out across Canada, but I've yet to see any lobsters arrive from Andrew's part. I keep waiting for that UPS driver to show up, but whatever. I get it. Buster, you look at this game, man. Vegas 195. Montreal Canadiens 159. Now you chose this game, not me. You chose this one.
I did.
I will say this: the Canadiens have been a printing press of money. If you've been taking the overs of late, 9-1 their last 10 games. How are you breaking this one down?
Yeah, you're right, Carmine. And yes, full disclosure, I did pick this game because I go through all the games and I get to pick a game. And as most of my All Access guys have been buying my hockey for years, I don't play Montreal that much, and I don't play against Montreal that much. I might, you can count on one hand all year how many times I actually use Montreal. I just kind of stay away from them. I sometimes don't even look at the game, but I just had to look at this one because I thought it was a great spot for Vegas, but I'll get to that. As you say, Montreal, they actually are playing the second game of a 3-game road trip. As you mentioned, Andrew, they won in Utah the other night. Montreal did. They get to face a desperate Vegas club who's lost 3 straight games. And what I'm going to do, as you know, I'm going to like to break down both sides for everyone. I know some people they just want to hear the pick, but I like to break them down, and so I will. With the total here. Now, this morning you've seen a bunch of 5.5s over 30, but now I think there's maybe 1 or 2 markets, but most of them is 6. So at 6, as Carmine just mentioned, Montreal, they've gone 9-1 to the over the last 10 games. And actually, when these two teams get together, they're 6-2 to the over the last 8. The last 8 games for Vegas, they're about 4-4, middle of the pack. I'm not sure if you can get a 5.5 anymore. At 5.5 over, of course, I thought that would have been a good play. At 6, if you like it over, the trends tend to go over. For me, it's going to be a pass. I really like Vegas in this game, and I know it might be sacrilegious to go against my Canadians, but you know what? I like money a lot more when I see something. To me, this game just stands out, and it probably would have been even a bigger play if it wasn't for being Montreal. That's the dead truth. But I really like this play. I did put it out as a 3% to my clients. Again, cannot lay 185, 190. Just don't do that. We just don't do that. I'm not even really comfortable laying the puck line here. You get some plus money, but I know a lot of guys like to lay the money line and then also lay the puck line. Do half one way, half the other. I don't bet that way, but I do not blame anybody that wants to bet this way. We're going to bet that Vegas here in regulation. Vegas has actually won 7 of the last 8 games between these clubs. And as we know, Andrew probably watches every game Montreal has played. I bet you I've missed maybe 3 or 4 this year. And Montreal started out like gangbusters. They played great, but now they've been struggling. They've lost. They're 3-7 of the last 10 games. And truthfully, out of those, even the 3 wins, the only game I thought they really, really played well was against the Leafs, but who doesn't beat up the Leafs these days? So, that was an easy win. Last game against Utah, and Andrew, we won the game, but Utah dominated. Montreal had to get some good goaltending. They got a couple of power play goals, which the power plays helped. They got a top 10 power play, so that's helped them this year. But they really got outplayed. I don't think they get that lucky tonight. That's for sure. I just don't. Well, it's actually this afternoon. It's a 4:00 start. And one more advantage that I like with Vegas here, it is now going to be Vegas's second home game off that road trip. They played that. They lost in overtime on their first, and it's going to be that second one. I like that angle. Always like that angle with the team that loses that first one after a road trip, playing that second game. And like I said, Vegas is just a very, very desperate club. I think they need to win. They can't go to overtime because they're just horrific. I think they're 1-8 or 1-9. It's just terrible what they've done in overtime this year at Vegas. So they're going to want to get this one done and get this done right away.
Yeah, Buster, a couple of points. I agree with you. The puck line is probably not the way to go here with Vegas. They're 7-16 this year on the puck line, whether they're -1.5 or if they're a dog getting +1.5, they're still 7-16 overall. So we shall see. The interesting stat when we talk about over-unders, and guys love betting overs.
Yeah.
Every Canadian team is at the top right now. Vancouver, 18-5-1 to the over. Montreal, second, 16-4-2 to the over. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 17-6-0 to the over. Next is the Calgary Flames, 14-9-2, followed by Edmonton, 14-10-1, followed by Winnipeg, 13-9-0. The top 6 spots are occupied by Canadian teams, and I'm not sure if that's because some of them stink and they're just allowing a lot of goals.
Yeah. Are they scoring or getting scored on?
Yes, exactly. That's the thing you have to look at. Are they scoring or getting scored on? So it's pretty interesting there. Buster, what do you got to promote?
Well, I know, Carmine, one thing for sure. There's a couple of those teams there that are supposed to be up for the Stanley Cup that have shit goaltending and really shit defense. So you guys can guess which 2 Canadian teams I'm talking about there. But yeah, we today, Carmine, we have 4% NHL total best bet, talking about totals. Total best bet up at the site. Number 1 lifetime at WagerTalk in 4% best bet NHL totals. So you want to go over and grab that. And I know Andrew has talked about it today. That great package that the powers of be have at WagerTalk for the Thanksgiving Day. 7 days, any capper at the site. 7 days, all access. $67 includes all 5% plays. Great deal. Lots going on right now. NFL, NHL, college football, the playoffs of college football plays will be starting, college basketball. So that's a great deal. And I believe that deal expires at Sunday at midnight. So head on over to the site, wagertalk.com, go to Don Buster and grab that those plays and those packages. And
All right.
thanks a lot for having me on, Carmine. I know you guys are in a hurry,
Yeah.
and have a good
Yeah,
one.
man.
Best of luck with all your plays, everyone.
Safe
Buster.
travels, Buster.
Cheers.
All right, Andrew, I'm seeing Nebraska No says JP Weiser, official whiskey of the Red Wings. They had a tasting booth on the concourse the other week. Johnny Detroit, he's got to get those season tickets back, man, somehow. The Wings,
I know.
they're being competitive. Come on, man. Because he'll save money not having to worry about buying Detroit Lions playoff tickets. Because yes, I'm taking a shot at them. I'm sorry. Andrew, we still have to discuss Pittsburgh Columbus, the pod play, same game parlay, and the 6 and 60. But Nebraska knows that thing about the whiskey. Here's a funny thing. So I know someone who has along with my brother, they have like a breeding farm for horses. And these are like standard bred horses, and then they sell them at the sale and what have you. But they get and import some really good scotch. And so I'd gotten a couple bottles and I'd given them to Rob. He really loved them. He's like, Andrew, he's like, Carm, can you get me more of that before Christmas? So I'm like, I can order a case. So I ordered a case for him. I let him know how much it was, and he sends me like an e-transfer. I'm not sure how people in the States call e-transfers, but it's just an email transfer.
Venmo.
Andrew, his Venmo. His security question was, what is Buster's NFL lock this week? He has a running joke with Buster that Buster is a huge Washington Redskins fan, now the Commanders. And then they were the football team. So I'm punching in. I'm like, oh God, what is it? Is it Commanders? Is it football team? Is it Washington? I got the question wrong the first two, or the answer wrong the first 2 times, and the third time it locks you out. So thankfully I got it right on the third attempt and accepted the money to pay for that scotch. So Rob, if you're watching, if Buster's watching, he now knows what the passwords are, or his good friend Rob Braley.
I prefer the people that don't have the passwords. I prefer the people that don't have passwords and they're just registered for it to automatically go in the account. Then you don't have to worry about it. Carm,
the one bad thing about that is you can accidentally send the wrong person the money, and if they have automatic deposit, you're screwed. But it gives you a warning saying this person has automatic deposit. Make sure you're trying to send them that money.
Just want to mention again, guys, we both have 5% plays, Carmine and myself. WagerTalk.com. You don't even have to go to our pages. You can go to the front page, WagerTalk.com. You can find Carm. You can find myself. I kind of love that I found out, Carm, on the show that you had a 5%, and I don't think you knew I had one either. So you got to love that. 15 games. We both found one that we really like. Both of us with a 5% play. But again, anybody interested in buying our plays, 7 days, all sports, $67, WT.buzz/AM for me, /CB for Carm. 5% play, Carm, $35. 1 week of all sports, $67. So it's a great deal. And also right now, we've got some Black Friday deals going on right now. Regular price for the 3-day flex is $69 today, only $39. 7-day regular price, $99 today, only $69. Regular price for 30 days of flex, $299 for today, only $199. It's a great day for savings. 5% plays, man. Let's cash them. No pressure for us. No pressure. We're going to have more plays than just one for today, right? So to me, I would much rather people buy a day pass or a week pass than just that one play. But let's cash these tickets, man.
Yeah, I've got a college football play going. I'll have which goes at noon. Obviously, the hockey, I'll have a couple of hockey plays loaded after the show for the late card, and then all NFL and college football for tomorrow and Sunday, along with soccer and some hockey. So a ton of action for me. Andrew, Columbus Blue Jackets, -139 here against the Pittsburgh Penguins, +114. Total sits here at 6.5. I'm kind of leaning to the over here. Columbus comes off that tough game against the Leafs. That was a defensive struggle. Jack Greaves played it extremely well. Probably did not deserve to lose that game for Columbus. And now they get Pittsburgh, who can play an open game, have been a little higher score in some instances. And if Los Kid was in the chat right now, he'd probably be saying, "Oh yeah, here goes Carmine's going to fade the Pittsburgh Penguins again." I'm not going to fade them, but I'm not going to take them either. Let's go over in this one, 6.5. Let's see some goals. Where are you going with this one?
Carm, this is your prototypical Andrew team total spot. I like Columbus here, the team total over 3.5, despite some injuries there for them. This to me is just a good spot here. We've seen some regression overall from this Pittsburgh Penguins team. They've started to turn into more the team that we know them to be. And ultimately, just looking at some numbers here for the advanced stats, this is a Columbus team that I just have more faith in overall. And where's the number here for the team total? Plus 120, Carm. I think it's very intriguing. So I'm interested in it. These are the type of games that Pittsburgh was winning at the start of the season, and now their defensive numbers are starting to really show. They give up so many chances 5-on-5. They spend a lot of time in their defensive zone. And Carm, they haven't really looked the same since they went to Europe, man. Did those guys have too many brews over there or what?
A good question. I don't know. What do they have in Sweden? IKEA stores. Those meatballs are really good, and they've got some pretty good. They've got some what was it, like some pretty good beers as well too. But they definitely have some good-looking women that can swing golf clubs. They can swing clubs too. I just asked Tiger Woods. His former wife was Swedish, wasn't she? The one that took a 9-iron to his head, but hey,
yeah,
she fared out
at him.
Yeah, she came out well. Yeah, exactly. But Andrew, I don't, these team totals, you look at them, and I know you were talking about them, so I want to bring up the stat. I won't be able to put it up on the screen, but when we talk about like teams, like the Bruins were doing very good early on in the season with team totals. I look at it, and you've got to go down the page to Columbus. They are 9-15 to their team total this season. Not a very good stat for that team. The Penguins are 13-9 to their team total, which is interesting. I'm looking at like the road splits, 6-5. 6-5 for Pittsburgh, their team total on the road, if you're looking at that one. So there's not much there. And then Columbus 3-7 to the team total at home. Those numbers really don't feel or look great when, I just said, I'm going to take the over in this game, but I'm just going to take it in this game. I just think that Columbus is going to relish some more open ice in front of their fans. Last year, they were a money-making team with home overs. I don't want to give any of that money back, but I'll try and accumulate a little bit more in this one.
Carm, I just think that we're going to keep seeing goals in Columbus games, even despite some of their injuries. And I know people would say to me, hey, look, Andrew, they only scored 1 against the Capitals. Hey, look, they only scored 1 against the Leafs. Perfect. This is the spot to get back on track against a Pittsburgh team. Yeah. Would you say that they were relying on goaltending a bit, this Pittsburgh team? Like Artur Shilovs and Tristan Jarry? Overall, everybody that was suiting up for this team, their defensive numbers weren't matching the total goals happening in those games.
Yeah.
Like they were allowing so many chances in the start of the season. And I was like, how the hell did the Pittsburgh Penguins win that game? Like I would check the box score or I check the advanced metrics. And I'm like, I don't really believe that, and I think this is going to be a Blue Jackets team. Let's be honest too, Carm. And I can admit, I'm happy I hit the pick. I had a 4% play on Toronto against Columbus. Toronto finally got a win. Carm, they didn't deserve that victory. Like they were heavily outshot again. They were outchanced. Joseph Walls stood on his head. He played very well. So Columbus, despite scoring just 1 goal against the Leafs, they should feel pretty good about their offense right now.
Yeah, no, they should. Maybe they can find the same offense that they had when they went to Pittsburgh back in October. They played October 25th, and that game was 4-4 in overtime, and Columbus won it in OT. So 9 goals scored between these two teams. And listen, I know I've been hard on Pittsburgh, but I still nothing has changed as far as my opinion. Sidney Crosby has held this team together. He has had a very good start to the season. Their power play. Pittsburgh's power play has been phenomenal. I think Pittsburgh is number one. I think Pittsburgh has the number one power play. Correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew. I don't have the stat up or any of the guys, but I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh has the number one power play, because when they played the Sabres, I thought that it was mentioned that Pitt had the number one power play and the Sabres had the number one penalty killing.
Let me search it up for you, Carm, right here. Yes, number one power play against the 27th ranked penalty kill for Columbus. So hopefully we can get some goals there. Power play for Columbus isn't that great, but Columbus is third ranked in shots on goal per game. So that's kind of interesting. And you know what? That's they are 24th in the league in goals per game, but they are third in the league in shots on goal per game. So that kind of tells me that Columbus has already been in overs, Carm, and they might start getting in more overs because they're still getting a lot of shots.
Yeah. I may look after once our show's done, I may look at some Sidney Crosby point props. I hope I don't mush the guy, but if they get some power plays and the number one power play, and the Sid's on there, he's on the number one power play, and he doesn't even have to be on the power play to get points, but the power play points are always plus money. So those are the ones I like, over half a point, you're getting plus 130 sometimes. So I would go sort of that route. Andrew, we're going to split this up. So I'm going to do the pod first. Then give myself a break while you do the same game parlay. And then when I have my breath back, we'll end it with the 6 and 60 and a couple of promos. So with that said, guys, we got to get this pod back on track. Like I think it's 3 straight losses. We're at like 6,100 from the original starting bankroll of 5,000. We were up like 1,100. We've given some back, but let's go to the tried, tested, and true over in the Vancouver Canucks game. Andrew, I am taking Vancouver over 6.5, minus 114. The Canucks are 18-5-1 to the over overall, which is one of the best marks, and 9-3-1 on the road. That's Andrew. You can't ignore those numbers. Those are numbers that when you see them, you have to play them until there's regression in. They're playing the San Jose Sharks, who come off a shutout loss in Colorado, and at home, San Jose has been playing extremely well. Look it up. I think they're 7-1-1 their last 9 games. The Sharks on home ice playing extremely well, scoring some goals, probably averaging about 3 goals per game. I'm going over here, over 6.5, minus 114. Let's get this bankroll going in the right direction.
Carm, that to me is it. That is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it bet. Like that is to me, like there's so many times during a season where there's a trend going on and I don't get involved. And I texted you and PREZ and I said, hey, look, guys, I hope you guys are cashing tickets on this over trend because I haven't quite a bit yet. But you know what? It's never too late to join a party. Sometimes if you can't make it to the party on time, it's still worth to show up. Yesterday, Carm, I was stuck in traffic, and I play basketball every Thursday night. I have played for the last 15 years of my life. I showed up 35 minutes late. Guess what? I still had a blast. I got a good workout, a good sweat. I still had a really fun time. You can tell I was so mad being stuck in traffic for 30 minutes. I still showed up and played. That's how I feel with this Vancouver Canucks over trend. I haven't been there before. I haven't cashed many tickets with it, but it's not too late to make money with this over trend because I don't see the defense getting any better for this Vancouver team anytime soon. It's just not. They give up so many chances, man. It's just not good from them.
Yeah. No, it was a different scenario for me, but you got stuck in traffic. No traffic for me yesterday. I was the designated driver yesterday, so
there you go.
That's the thing. But I spent most of the day watching Europa League football, or football, as in Italy, or Europe football, different football. But watching that, and while wearing my Buffalo Sabres pajamas. No, I don't actually have a pair of Buffalo Sabre pajamas, but
maybe when they start winning. Maybe when they start winning.
Yeah. So I'll never have a pair of, is what you're saying. But, listen, with that said, there's so many games, Andrew, which means there's so many different prop scenarios out here. Give us a good same game parlay.
Yeah, there's a lot, Carm, and I've decided, I think moving forward, what I'm going to start doing is with this segment, I'll label out some player point combos I like and stuff like that. Then occasionally we'll go for a Hail Mary. Because I got a lot of people tailing me on these, and there's been some 3 for 4s and 5 for 6s and stuff like that. Today we've got a few picks we're looking at here. I'll bring it up. We've got 4 picks. Shane Gostisbehere over 1.5 shots on goal. Winnipeg gives up a ton of shots against defensemen. Nikolai Ehlers is starting to pick up steam for the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a good matchup for him against Winnipeg. Philip Deneau, he matches up very well against the LA Kings. Guys, Philip Deneau has a goal in 4 straight games against the LA Kings. Also, some assists as well. So we'll take him to get on the board for a point. And Adrian Kempe, we know what he's capable of for the LA Kings. We'll take him to get a point as well. These 4 props together, Carm, plus 805. So just 4 props, guys, plus 805. Let's cash this ticket for a Friday parlay in the prop betting world. Shane Gostisbehere over 1.5. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm betting that play. Not sure if it'll be a client play or not, but I am betting that one. Shane Gostisbehere over 1.5. That will be a solo bet for me. But I love these ones quite a bit. So I think that this is a parlay here where you can find some single bets, but also you can kind of read between the lines where I'm going with these 2 matchups as well, Carm, with these 2 games. So people can tell kind of what I like. And MD45 says, do you have any Team USA pajamas for when they beat your Canadians? Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like USA hasn't beaten Team Canada since I've been alive, and I'm 28 years old. So maybe I'll buy some Team USA pajamas when they actually beat us, Carm. We'll see if it ever happens.
Yeah, that's not happening. It's kind of like the Sabres. It's not happening. But listen, yeah, it is pretty funny. But Andrew, the 6 and 60. So we opened the 6 and 60 this season up with 3 straight 4 and 2s. Then we had a 2 and 4, and then a 3 and 3. So I'm in search of a 5-1 or 6 and 0. I would really love this week to be one of those 2 this Saturday. And I got my timer out since Dan, our beloved Dan Alexander, is not here. I don't think he's recovered from the Dallas Cowboys beating his Eagles, but whatever. They got another shot at it today when they lose to the Chicago Bears. But with that said, no, I'm not taking the Bears in that game. I'm just going to watch the game. I have the timer, so I will hit it. Not a lot of detailed notes on this one, but here we go. This is your 6 and 60. Montreal and Colorado. I'm going to take the Colorado puck line. 7 straight home wins for Colorado. 9-0-2 overall at home. 7 of their 9 wins have been by 2 or more goals. Colorado puck line. Winnipeg at Nashville. Jets money line for me. Don't let the Preds win over the Detroit Red Wings fool you guys. They scored 5 goals in the third period there. This is a team in turmoil. They're not going to win against a good Jets team. Jets money line. Toronto and Pittsburgh. Toronto money line. I think Toronto's a play-on team moving forward. They're getting guys back into the lineup healthy. They beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. Utah and St. Louis. St. Louis money line. Blues 2-1-2 their last 5 at home. Utah a terrible 0-5 their last 5 on the road. Vancouver and the LA Kings over in that game. Canucks, as I mentioned, 18-5-1 to the over, 9-1 to the over their last 10 games. San Jose and Vegas over first period in this one. We should see Lindblom and Nedeljkovic in goal for these 2 teams. 15-9 for San Jose with first period overs, 5th best in the league. Vegas 15-7-1, the 2nd best team in the league with first period overs. That's your 6 and 60.
Well done, Carm. Well done. I see what the number
unfortunately,
is. 113-11.
Yeah.
113-11. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Some good games for tomorrow, Carm. Getting us started here. And I tip my cap to you because it's kind of difficult today handicapping some of these games for tomorrow when there's so many games going on a Friday. Comment here, a couple of them from Steve and another one over here talking about, look, guys, all jokes aside, it's a joke. All right. It's a joke. I'm having some fun. Yes, there's been multiple wins in the big games. Canada has won. It's a joke. I'm passionate about the team. There was jokes about Canada. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun.
We're stating facts. You know what I mean? Like at the the 4 nations, which it wasn't a really big thing because there was only 4 nations in it. So it wasn't like the Olympics. The Canadians as a whole said, let's give the US a win during the round robin because we're just going to smack them around when we get to the finals and win the 4 nations. And that's kind of what happened in that one. Again, we're kidding, guys. Listen, I have so many friends south of the border and absolutely love visiting friends and family. And I'll be there for the whole World Cup, traveling around. We'll be in KC for the World Cup as well, too. That's one of the locations I know I will be in. The Olympics are going to be great. We're going to do some shows during the Olympics to talk about what is going on in the hockey world. So you guys don't forget that there's hockey going on. But guys, it's all in good fun. That's the name of the show. You guys give each other a hard time in the chat sometimes. We love it. But you guys are also respectful, and that's the most important thing. I always mention, hit that subscribe button and the like button as well, guys. As I mentioned, NHL play for me goes at, I believe, at that 1 o'clock, 5% play. We'll have a couple plays for tonight. One college game going off at noon. I have one more I'm going to be posting. And then all my college, NFL, NHL, and soccer for the weekend is all being posted within the next 2 hours. I've got the plays. I just have to load them with the analysis. Pick up that deal. 7 days, $67. Great deal for me. Andrew, let us know what you got going on and take us out.
Look, 5% play tonight. Looking forward to it as well, Carm. You got one. I've got one. And it's not just one play. It's multiple plays for me. And I'll give you guys a freebie here. Yes, we are putting the system to a test. First game of the day, we are going under 6.5. Detroit, Tampa Bay, under 6.5. That starts pretty soon. So let's cash a ticket, guys. We'll see if we get that theory right with the first game of the day, early start, under, but multiple plays for me. 7 days, $67, 5% play today. Yes, but hey, this deal is pretty much the same price as you're going to buy 2 5% plays for. 5-1 this week in the NHL. Looking forward to today's play. College basketball will be up soon for me. And of course, NFL on Sunday. The props are staying hot. Great graphic, by the way. Shout out to Lexi from WagerTalk. Lexi, unbelievable graphic. It looks very appealing. Great looking graphic there. So guys, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Putting in a lot of work and preparing for the shows, and PREZ joining us, and Buster joining us, and Brian joining us, and everybody, and CARM getting you guys started with some Saturday picks, even though a lot of teams are playing today. We've done our best to do some work for you, and I'm going to have my show, The Pre-Scout, up tonight. You guys can get all of my thoughts on Saturday's board. I'm going to have some props, some sides, some totals, different things, and I'm not going live every day at 10 p.m. Eastern anymore, but I'm posting videos overnight or into the morning, and then the occasional video will be live. So you guys can check out that show. I'm breaking things down. We really appreciate it. Guys, it's important for the people at WagerTalk, the higher-ups at WagerTalk, if they're not watching the video, the best way they can tell that we're doing a good job is the likes. And both Carmine and myself, we don't like to be those people to ask for them, but it does help us out quite a bit. I'm going to ask you guys for a big ask here. Let's get to 200 likes on this video. If you're someone that watches a lot, you don't comment, you don't say much, but you appreciate the videos, hit the, Carm wants 300. Wow. All right, guys, let's get to 200. And if you see that 200, let's get to 250. And if we can get to all the way to 300, that's going to be big. That's going to be big. But do us a favor, guys. Please help us out. Hit the like button on YouTube. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place, right here on Puck Time.